OK， 欢迎回来。College essay writing examples， 用实际的翻译来看，什么是好的 college essay？ 今天看的是UC Personal Insight。之前我有拍过两支，一支是Personal Insight Question Number 8，然后上一支是 Personal Insight Question Number 6。那今天会跟大家分享的是 Prompt Number 2。在这个系列，我们会逐一的把1到8都各用好的、不好的各种例子去带大家看 What makes a good college essay. Okay, so you know the drill. Before we continue the video, check the link below. Go check out the essay from College Essay Guy and read it once on your own. 自己先看过一遍，看完之后自己先去感受它，问自己说它哪里写的不错，哪里你可以学习，然后哪里你不太懂的，我们再一起分析。OK， 好了吗？好，那我们就开始。Okay, so today's essay comes from prompt number 2. The prompt is, every person has a creative side, and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. So, when we're looking at the college essay, 我们第一件事情就是先去分析他的问题。他的问题到底是在问什么？他想要知道的是什么？这一题 UC Personal Insight Prompt Number 2 Creative Side， 他想知道的是每一个人都有他们 creative 的部分，那你是如何去展现你个人的创意，如何发挥你的想象力？ That's the key. How do you show and use your imagination? 你的想象力 Okay? So every person has a creative side and it can be expressed in many ways.Problem solving, original, innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. 换句话说 any way goes. 怎么样都可以，只要你可以让我们觉得，让我们认同，它的确是一个非常有创意 creative 的 expression 创意的展现。Describe how you express your creative side. Tell us how you show your creative side. 所以把它简化的话，这个问题其实就这一句话。How are you creative? 没了。这句话其实这个问题在问的就是你是怎么样发挥你的创意的，你的创意力是怎么样？就像很久以前那个雄狮的广告，想象力就是你的超能力。请问你的超能力是什么？ It's about that idea.所以说这一题其实给你非常多的弹性，它不像prompt number 6， 你必须要选择一个 academic interest， 然后告诉我们你是如何去运用它，去 take action on your interest， 去增加你对这个东西的兴趣跟专业。它没有那么的 rigid， 换句话说，这一题你有很大的弹性去写，你可以选择几乎任何东西，只要它是可以被认可为有创意的、有想象力的，但是相对的，因为你有更多的弹性，它有很多的陷阱，像是这个东西是普遍认为有创意的，比如说画画，比如说做音乐，但是因为是普遍认为，所以大家都这样写的时候，你就会进入一个死胡同，你就会写的跟大家的很像，就是 Yeah, it's creative, but your essay is not creative. It's not unique and not special. So what do you do here? It's really important to think about a thing that is usually not considered a creative endeavor and show us how it is creative for you. 这是你最需要去思考的事情，就是 give us something that is usually not creative， 普遍认为不是一个有创意或艺术型，或者是需要很多想象力的东西 and then show us how it's creative. Show us how you make it creative. 这个很重要。所以这个 essay， 即便说它的问题很简单 ，How are you creative? There's two parts to it. Part 1, the thing that is usually not creative, and part 2, how you make it creative. Okay? Got it? 所以这个是 part 1， 我们先分解问题，了解方向。Okay, now part 2， 我们来看实际的范例。Again, this example is from the College Essay Guide. The link for this essay is down below.先去看，看完之后再来看这支影片，我们再一起去分析 这篇作文哪里好，哪里不好。Okay? Alright, so let's begin. Some people speak Chinese, others Spanish. I speak HTML. Whoa, right? That's really cool. I think this is an awesome hook. 它的 hook 这个地方做得非常的好，就是语言。Some speak Chinese, others speak Spanish. I speak HTML. At the very least, 这是非常有创意的嘛 ，very creative. Why? 因为原本我们通常对于语言 ，what we speak, we think it's traditional languages like Chinese, Spanish, 中文、西班牙文。但是他告诉我们说，不 ，coding 也是一个 language，HTML coding equals language。这是一个挑战我们既定印象的事情。那你愿意去挑战的时候，这是 it shows that you have the confidence and courage in what you're talking about. Also, like I said, this is creative, right? And right, 这个 essay 要的就是 how are you creative? 那从第一句话，它就很明显的是 I am creative because. Okay, let's keep going. Language is intricately beautiful, with sentences flowing all within grammar constraints, creating masterpieces bound by rules. If poetry in English can be considered art, so too can programming. Good. 它就是 stay on the subject, right? Again, ask yourself, does the sentence push us forward? Does it answer the question, is it taking us somewhere? 他讲的重点是什么？ Language have rules, but within these rules, you have what? Masterpieces. 那更重要的是什么？既然 poetry in English 可以被当作是艺术，那 programming 在我眼中也可以被当作是艺术。这就是 a personal take on something different or something unique.And that already sets you up for a lot of creativity. 你可以用这种方式去告诉我们非常多有创意、不同的思维，去展现你的想象力跟创意。Just as every sentence in English has a meaning and purpose, every line of code invokes a function. He does a lot of parallels. 因为当你要有创意的去分析一件事情的时候，最怕的就是人家跟不上，或者是没有对到频。就是你说 I speak HTML， 最怕的就是人家不懂 HTML 是什么，所以你必须要用很多的对比去成立这件事情。就是说，语言英文大家都认识的东西是这样，英文里面的 poetry 可以被当作是艺术 ，programming 也可以被当作是艺术 ，programming 是 HTML。Every sentence in English has a meaning and purpose.Every line of code invokes a function. 光看这句话的 structure， 你就会发现它们是一样的嘛。Every sentence of English, every line of code has a meaning and purpose, invokes a function. 这种对比是最简单的，去成立两件事情是等号的。What you're doing here is you're drawing a big equal sign between these two things, between English and coding.Okay? Very good start. Instead of communicating with people, coding is essentially having a conversation with computers, directing them onto what is desired. Unlike people, however, computers don't have imagination. Therefore, requires users to be precise in every word and sentence they depict. Just as an artist expresses imagination with a pen, a programmer uses a keyboard.Again, 他用非常多的 parallel， 非常多的 comparison， 这种如同 just as an artist， 就像一个艺术家，他展现他的 imagination， right creativity， 他用笔去展现他的 creativity。一个 programmer， 电脑工程师就是用一个键盘去展现他的 creativity。So an artist is to the pen as a programmer is to the keyboard, right? 又是一个等号。这些东西加起来是给我们什么 ？Creativity, expression of one's imagination. 这边 instead of communicating with people, coding is essentially having a conversation with computers. 这边 instead of communicating with people, coding is unlike people. 你会发现 instead, unlike 对不对？前面他讲的是 What's similar between language, the regular language 像英文 with art and conversation. 后面他讲的是 What's not similar, what's different. 他需要给我们 different angles, right? The function of this is different angles, more insight. 这是重点 more insight. 它的 insight 是什么？ Coding is essentially having a conversation with computers, 对不对？对我们这种不懂 coding 的人来说， coding 其实就是对话，只是你的对象不是人，是电脑。那 unlike people, computers don't have imagination. 那怎么办？ Well, it requires us to be precise, right? 他告诉我们，跟我们分享他的专业知识。Let's go to the next part. Aside from being just a program, websites bring people closer together. Because Singapore is incredibly small, in order for my school to challenge its athletes, we have to go overseas to play against other schools. Forming a league called IASIS, schools visit each other and compete. Okay, for those of you watching this video, 如果你是 TAS 的学生，你应该非常清楚 IASIS 是什么 right? It's very cool that we get to see a student from also the same school community from Asia, 亚太地区的学校, get featured on the college essay guide. But let's take a look. Aside from being just a program, websites bring people close together. What does that suggest with the essay? 它告诉我们的是什么? Well, we've moved from just programming to what? We've moved from just programming to how programming, to the impacts of programming with its community. Programming and its community, right? 它的 impact, what programming does for the people, right? So you can see, 它从一开始告诉我们的是什么？就是 language and programming is the same. I love language learning. I love programming. Now he takes that programming, 因为他前面已经告诉我们很清楚 programming 是什么 programming 不是什么 right? What programming is similar to, how programming is not similar to language. 然后呢，在这个对比已经很明确的成立之后，它下一个部分是什么？就是 what next? Programming goes beyond just programming and into the community. Okay? Now let's see. Programming, like websites, bring people close together. Because Singapore is incredibly small, in order for my school to challenge its athletes, we have to go overseas and play against other schools. Personal info, right? It shows a little bit more about the details of this person. Forming a league called IASIS, schools visit each other and compete. The only issue, 问题是, the only issue with this is how expensive it is to travel, resulting in teams flying without family or friends. Competitors often feel alone and unwelcomed in foreign schools. 他把他的问题先点出来，告诉我们说 Okay, here's the issue. Here is how he will demonstrate he solves this issue with creativity. A website was the perfect solution for this. 对不对？就是我也没有看，但是大概就可以知道说 a good essay 应该要在这下一步的时候有这样子的事情。It's just like a good piece of music. 下一段可能就要有 harmony， 下一段可能是它的副歌。It's just common logic and a sense of what a good essay should be. 在写到大学自传的时候，你要发挥创意的是你的内容，而不是你写的形式，它的 format 最好不要太奇怪，因为 college essay readers don't have that much time to look at what you're writing. 他们真的只是看内容，因为当你的 format 很奇怪的时候 they don't have time to figure or understand it, right? So it's usually better to use your creativity on the content, on the sentences within the formal structure. Okay, a website was the perfect solution for this. After much planning and deliberation, I formed a team to make a site where parents and friends could encourage their athletes. What does that show? It shows leadership, right? And it's able to show leadership without saying the word. It shows it through action. right? After much planning and deliberation, I formed a team. And then to solve this problem or help my community. Very good. We started with brainstorming how to avoid cluttering the website and how best to keep it simple whilst connecting people together. Using flowcharts and diagrams, I used design principles to make it visually pleasing while maintaining structure and foundation. Focusing on supporting the athletes, guests were able to leave comments, get live scoring, and videos of the games. 这个就是 technical know-how. 这个部分他写的好不好？你觉得他这个地方是不是可以给我们更多的 detail， 更 specific 的 detail？ 比如说 We started brainstorming how to avoid cluttering the website. Well, 你是用哪一个 website? Is it Ruby on Rails? Is it Python? What kind of coding do you use to create this website? What kind of flowcharts do you use? And what name of the diagrams? I use design principles. Well, 哪一种 design principle?Give us the name. Tell us directly what it is. It makes our essays a lot more vivid, a lot more colorful. 它会给我们更多的 flavor, 更多的味道跟触感。To make it visually pleasing while maintaining structure and foundation. Well, what kind of visually pleasing? What kind of aesthetic or style are we following? Give us even more detail. 它其实可以给我们更多的 detail， 要不然它念起来其实会觉得有一点没有那么的强大的说服力，就好像你真的不太确定你在讲什么。专业人士会有专业用词 It's that simple. Focusing on supporting the athletes, guests were able to leave comments, get live scoring, and videos of the games. Sure, okay. The site allows parents and friends to encourage their students during some of the most significant tournaments of their high school careers. Creativity serves many functions, and mine intend to bring people closer together. 大家觉得这一个 conclusion 写得怎么样？ Not bad, right? Not bad because it answers the question. 但是 can it be any better? What do you think? I think it certainly can be much better, right? 为什么？ What is missing, or what is the missed opportunity? What could have been done better here? The beginning, he talked about language, right? This is an awesome intro, but at the end, it never came back. 他虽然前面写的非常的好，就是关于HTML and language， 但是我们后来就再也没有再看到 HTML， 我们也没有再看到更多跟语言的比较。那既然你的 creativity is to use coding, right? To bring people together, creativity is in coding, and function is to bring people together. 他绝对可以找到更多的方式来跟大家来把这一个原本的 analogy of the language bringing it back to the end, right? 他的 missed opportunity 就是他原本写的很好的 analogy of some people speak Chinese, others Spanish, I speak HTML. HTML is the language that I use to create or help my community in bringing people closer together. And just like language, it continues to evolve. Just like language is the way I learn. And just like language, I have my community through what we speak together. 比较可惜的就是他并没有把 language 这个主题再带回来到这个 essay 里面。结束是很 OK， 非常安全的，但是明明有一个很好的机会，却没有把它发挥到淋漓尽致。So let's take a look. Overall, is this a good essay? Does it answer the prompt? We come back to the top. Every person has a creative side and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. In other words, how are you creative? How is he creative? Through programming, through coding. And how do you express that creative side? By building this website to help your community. The other weakness, now that we are talking about it, 它另外一个比较弱的地方就是它只有一个 example of his creative side, 他的 coding. 他有没有其他的 project？ 他有没有其他业余的事情？他有没有上其他课？他有没有看 YouTube？ 他有没有去参加像那个 Harvard Coding Camp？You want to give us several other examples， 要不然你整体的感觉会比较单薄一些，就比较没有那么强的说服力，也没有让我们觉得说他对你 coding 对你来说是那么重要，或者是你是 coding 很强的一个学生。Let's look at the question again. Is this something that is usually not considered creative? Coding maybe it's kind of like in between on the fence, right? But does he show us how he makes it creative? Yeah, it's about language, and yeah, he creates a website. 那这一篇整体来说也回答到问题，也写得不错，但是它偏安全，偏保守，就不会让人家有那种 wow 的感觉。它是一个 pass， 绝对是 OK，it's very good, it's a good example, but is it a great example or an amazing example or is it unforgettable? Well, I don't think so. OK， 今天影片就大概到这里。如果你觉得这支影片对你有帮助，帮我点个赞、留言，还有订阅。我们会逐一的把 UC Personal Insight 跟 Common App 的 Personal Statement 用实际的范例带大家去看 What makes a good college essay。那我是 Kevin，I'll see you guys next time. Bye.